stop there for the old trash man. So we brought a shank in through the bottom. This is our dust boot cover around the lower shank. It's gonna slide down on your knuckle. Place that bad boy on this way. This is the passenger side. We're gonna spin it around. Big washer, drop it down in, 22 mil. Start threading it. It's got a Teflon locking nut. So it's gonna get to the point where it's tight. I'm going ahead and put the smaller washer and the other nut on the bottom. It's gonna sit flat against the shank and that lower bearing. Oops. Go ahead and put a wrench on that. 1/2 inch swivel, Pittsburgh brand, and then 7/8, so 22. We're gonna tighten it up. And there's a torque spec, and it's called Good and Tight. Torque spec. And then bring this around and hit the bottom. Good and tight. And then, after that, yeah, got all the articulation. Fun. Bump stop. A cool little trick to doing this. Put your spacer in, and on the driver's side, I've got it one set out, but I think for this one, I'm gonna move it one in. So we're gonna put that one there, spacer in, slide it over, lock washer, drop the bolt down in. Where's the hole? Drop it in. Here's the other side. Lock washer. Drop it in. Back them out slightly. So you can slide in the other portion. Lock washer. And now the bolt. Back it up. It's a balancing act. Gotta get it. Dropped it all. Oh, got it. Here we go, just like that. Bam. And I'm gonna leave that loose due to, I need to figure out where it does terminate. The big washers here, compared to the small ones. Oops, wifey's blowing me up. The small ones go for the tension rod area. So that's gonna be this. And you can stack them evenly, or you can stack them off-centered. Oh, my boot's all in the way. There we go, that one's in. And that one. And so on these, you can do, pull the boot back, 2 and 2. Boom. There's your completed knuckle. Bump stop, lower control arm. I've still got to spin these all to length, but we're going to do that later, and we're going to use the eccentrics for the tie rod. So the last couple of weeks I had buttoned up the steering stuff in the front end. Look at that. But what I've always wanted was a sway bar. Guess who has that solution? Gktech. So this is a blade style bar, which means it doesn't have a curved part that goes to your control arm. They made their own little bracket, and I'm gonna try to install it right now. I originally didn't have the right sway bar bushing brackets since I was running a progress bar on the front end. So shout out to S Chassis Service and Parts on Instagram. They're actually a local company here in Virginia. He shipped me over some of those so I can use the sweet bushings provided by Gktech. So the progress bar is bigger. Don't necessarily know that it was stiffer, but I needed these guys, so. The issue about my car and the progress bar was that it used this style end link, which is the same as the rear. So I got the kit, I eyed up my sway bar links, and I said, hey, that's not gonna work because that's straight up and down, and this is that style. So that's not gonna go into that. So I went to my local parts store, and this is, you know, their in-house brand. And it is like 14 bucks, I think it was. So now I have the right style end links to work since this is gonna be upright, and those will slide right in. So make sure if you're taking off another brand bar, it might've came with its own hardware. This is supposed to work with the OE S13 hardware, which I didn't have. So once again, know what you have and know what you need. Reading the supplied instructions, it says fill grooves with lithium grease for low friction operation. So I've got some, I call it brake sauce, as you would use on your brakes for your vehicle. Just gonna give her a old 1-2. Oh yeah, looking up a little bit more on the top. I just wanted to recognize the fact that this is awesome. And this is all just, it's on and it's close. Some people will take that too literally. My wheels are 17 by 7.5 plus either 38 or 40 with a 1-inch spacer. And I'm not mad about anything. Got all the clearance. It's good. It's not repping anything, even though the ride height isn't adjusted yet. I'll probably have to still mess with that. Satisfied. It was very good before, even with the RCAs, the budget lower control arm, the version 4 tension rod, and the offset strut tops. It was still very good. So I'm excited to drive with all this and a sway bar because this engine doesn't like factory sway bars. Here we go. All right, for me to install this, I've got the ISR mounts to mount my VQ. The Gktech arms are already installed. I'm taking the driver's side up, pushing it all the way over, and then I can bring it back towards the passenger side and just let it hang on the tension rods. Now I can install my brackets that hold the bushings up. Another thing to point out before you start is that for whatever reason the bracket's not flat, like on the tension rod brace. So you need your washers to go in between your bracket and the body. Just like that. So it goes flat. So I've got my universal, actually, there we go. I've got my universal end link here from my local parts store. This would be driver's side USDM. sway bar link, end link, blade bar link. I don't know. It is shaped this way so it has clearance with your frame rail. So you could like really slide it in and the arch is gonna be away from it, but it kicks up here to link up to your actual link on the arm over here. So, oops, that's, I've got a little cheater mark right there. And then I'm gonna pivot that around. Which hole do I want to go in? I'm going into that one. So we're gonna set the length right. And boom. It is connected. We've got the room up here, so when it, actually does move, which I've like jacked up one side with tension on it, and it doesn't realistically move a bunch. Like, keep in mind it's a sway bar, a stability bar, whatever you want to call it. So let's tighten them up. Boom. Here we go. This is the driver's side. This is the one-piece lower control arm. This is the blade bar with the end link, my OE style actual sway bar link, all the clearance. We've got Gktech S14 inners, their outers, which I didn't clearance yet because the bump stop. And this is the driver's side, this is the USDM, and heck yeah, we're just gonna repeat for the passenger side. And here we go. We're going to turn it lock to lock and show how much clearance we have. Nowhere near the bar. Boom, 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 boom. 17 by 7.5 plus 38 with a 1 mil or a 1 inch slip on. So you can definitely still run a way more aggressive wheel or way lower offset. And then if we can see down here in the knuckle, boom, lock that way. Spinning freely, not rubbing. I can't wait to drive. And here we are on driver's side with the wheel off, so this is all the way right. Boom, lock. It's so silly. It seriously is. Lock. We'll go back to straight.